I know it's early, but I was awake and I had a podcast to review, feedback to give to the editor. A very productive start of the day. Might sound crazy, but this morning went and worked from a coffee shop for a bit. I know I'm paying to have a desk and a co-workspace, but the thing is, there's just something about when I need to write scripts, I just need to go to one particular place and do one particular task, and so that's what I did. Good look, right? You remember last Thursday, on the way from dropping the kids to school to walking to the co-workspace, it's only about 10 minutes, I recorded my thoughts for a blog post using a dictation app called Otter that I'd learnt about at the Upreneur Summit. I then sent that to a friend of mine who is a writer, and he has now knocked it up. It's Monday evening, he's just sent it back, and it's a really good blog post. How good a system is that? I'm so glad it worked. I just thought I'd explain why I have all these many hard drives in the background. I've had loads of requests this week for work, amending stuff which we've done in the past. Over time, over the last few years, I've found really good systems in ways of archiving, but when I first started, I wasn't like that at all, but I never thought I'd be needing it again years down the line. So anyway, I've been going through all of these and taking screen grabs of the contents. So I've now got like an easy to view document of what on earth is actually on these hard drives. So, just did a conference call with a big client for a massive project. That call went on a bit longer than I thought, but it was actually a really useful one. Not one of those ones where you end up on it and think, why am I here? But right now, I need to write that Santa script. So I thought, since I've got to get in the mood for Christmas, I'm going to go and have a mince pie. Just like with yesterday, that was such a good way of getting that script done. Plus, had some really good emails off the back of Kirsten's podcast last week where she was like, make opportunities for yourself, don't wait for people to come to you. I thought I would write to a couple of people I know about, possibilities of doing talks or getting the podcast in their newsletter sort of stuff, and had a couple of really positive responses. So actually, hopefully that will turn into some talks and promotion, putting freelancing in front of students. Got to go and pick up the kids. Yeah, do you know what? I feel like I've had a really productive day today. Like really, this week, and it's only Tuesday, but I feel like I've done so much already. One of the things I always feel like I waste time with each week is adding the copy and doing the images and all of that to the website for Being Freelance podcast, because it actually takes quite a long time. So this is the first week where I've got somebody else doing it and just logged in, and it's perfect. Oh. Just did an interview for the Ipsy blog promoting National Freelancers Day for 2019 because I'm going to be speaking at it again. Working on a video project for, funnily enough, the person who gave me my first ever proper full-time job. It's weird. So I used to work in radio. This guy actually saw me when I was 14 years old, volunteering at a radio station. Thought I would be good on the radio, and years later offered me a job. I know, this is true. And now, years after that, knowing what I do now, has come to me for videos for what he works on now. Last Friday I posted on Twitter a flippant comment about I should start an awards which is free to enter, where the prize is a packet of biscuits, i.e. something that every freelancer would enjoy. Anyway, it got more reaction than anything I've ever tweeted from the Being Freelance account. Like for all the amazing quotes and links to podcasts, of course, it's the fun bit about biscuits that gets the most reaction. There's a lesson in there. Anyway, I am going to pick someone and send them some biscuits, because how nice would that be? Not just getting post, but getting biscuits in the post. Do we have any gold envelopes?
Why do you need a gold envelope?
Well, I'm giving an award and I feel like it should be like a special envelope.
Well, we could have a plain white envelope and then we could colour.
Glittery card, yes! Great idea.
Loads of glittery cards.
Do you reckon we can make a gold envelope?
Silver.
Can we do that?
I'm not helping you. It's your thing.
Biscuits. The non-employee of the week. Oh, no, I know. No, please. Gareth Hancock. Oh, it has to be the ball. Guys, he's going for the ball. The school just rang. Our daughter fell over in the playground and her hand has swollen up. She's fine. She's now back in school for the end of school, and thankfully a friend of ours has offered to take her and her brother after school so that I can still have time to go back and finish those client videos and also pack away all of my stuff. So Saturday was all about hanging out with the kids. My wife only got back from her work trip like late in the afternoon, so we went and picked her up from the airport. Although I did save an owl's life. It's now Sunday morning. I was up with the kids so that my wife could have a lie-in, but now it's 9:30 and I'm gonna head into town to work. I'm kind of creating my own bottleneck at the moment to lots of different processes, and I feel like I really need to get on top of it. Full day, which, you know, I would never normally do, but I was feeling quite overwhelmed by all of these projects. I've got quite a lot of complex projects on the go, just kicking off. Sometimes it's just much better to make a start on things, get everything in order. When you've done that, you can feel a lot more comfortable and in control. I don't regret working on a Sunday. I rarely do it, but that was well worth doing. A lot of this on the videos recently has been about Being Freelance, the project, but all of it is underpinned by the fact that I am freelance and I have actual freelance clients that I need to support. How about you? Do you ever work weekends? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. If you've watched it and enjoyed it, please consider hitting subscribe and hitting that little bell button to turn on notifications. That way you find out every time I put a new video up. Right, where's the wine? Let's go find it.